You finish writing a brilliant piece of software. If you're in the UK, the moment you save that file, it automatically receives copyright protection. But within hours of publishing, your code is siphoned off, packaged, and sold on servers halfway across the world. You do what any creator would do. You draft a standard takedown notice and fire it off to the foreign host. And then, nothing happens. The foreign servers completely ignore you. This failure reveals a massive blind spot in automatic copyright. There is no central global copyright register, and the standard legal system lacks the built-in mechanics required to enforce your rights across international borders. Even if you attach a standard software license like MIT or Apache, you run into the exact same wall. These documents outline the rules for honest users, but they remain silent on how to handle international thieves. A standard license defines how users are allowed to modify or share your code. However, it lacks the explicit legal teeth required to drag a bad actor into a courtroom, demand audits, or force foreign platforms to take down pirated content. Relying purely on automatic copyright or a basic open-source license leaves you legally in the right, but practically defenseless. To force foreign platforms and hosts to comply with your demands, you need a specific legal mechanism, an International Enforcement Addendum, or IEA. The IEA functions as a contractual addendum, a supplementary legal layer designed to support an existing license or agreement rather than acting as a standalone license. To build a complete IP defense, take your base license and lock the IEA on top. This introduces strict constraints, reserving ownership and prohibiting reverse engineering, scraping, and AI training. It also binds users to maintain access logs and metadata as evidence. By layering your legal contracts in this exact way, you take a passive list of usage rules and transform it into an active, legally binding defense capable of forcing bad actors into compliance. But if you are building in the open source community, this raises an obvious conflict. How can you deploy an aggressive enforcement addendum while maintaining a free, open ecosystem? The framework accounts for this directly. Under Clause 14 of the IEA, the addendum specifically states that it cannot narrow, override, or contradict any of the core freedoms granted by an open-source license. The IEA serves as a targeted notice and enforcement policy for open-source projects, focusing on malicious actors while leaving legitimate community freedoms untouched. When someone engages in unauthorized hosting or resale, the IEA establishes the formal legal standing required to issue takedown notices directly to major CDN platforms, to mobile app stores, and package repositories. This legally bridges the gap between open-source sharing and commercial-grade security. You protect your digital assets without compromising the principles of your community. Theory is great, but for this legal armor to hold up in an actual court, it has to be deployed correctly. The addendum must be clearly presented to the end user before they access your content. In a software repository, the addendum needs to live right alongside your primary license. Your root folder should clearly display your standard license file, sitting directly next to a separate file titled International Enforcement Addendum.md. If you are protecting a SaaS product or a mobile app, the text belongs in the spaces where users expect to see legal agreements. Inside API key dashboards, integrated into the onboarding flow, and clearly in the settings screens. To ensure automated compliance tools recognize your rules, you should also tag your source file headers with a custom SPDX-style identifier, a machine-readable text string like license ref followed by your project name and the IEA version. In a borderless internet, passive copyright law is not enough. To protect your work, you must actively architect your own contractual enforcement. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, save, and follow to stay updated with our latest educational videos.